Yeah, what up? It's been a minute. We'll talk about three quick topics. Daniel Bryan's retirement, um, Shane McMahon's return to the WWE, and then lastly, Roman Reigns main eventing WrestleMania again against Triple H. My thoughts on that. Uh, First off, it's been a minute. I've been really busy, kind of recovering from a cold. Um, that went by. As you can tell, my nostrils are still a little bit nasally. But first up, talk about Daniel Bryan's retirement. Last three weeks ago, yeah, it's been about 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks ago, Daniel Bryan announced his retirement. Um, Sucks. It really does. Daniel Bryan, to me, was one of the more overly organic superstars we've seen in a long, long time. Um, Maybe even more over than Punk was in 2011, I would say. Um, but it's 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 Daniel Bryan's retirement is bittersweet. Um, Bitter that we won't get to be able to see him in the ring anymore. Um, Sweet that at least he's still alive. He's living. He's still a young guy. He's about 34, 35 years old. So he's healthy and well. And I know a lot of people have speculated, for months and months that, Daniel Bryan isn't being cleared by WWE's doctors because they're afraid that he may interfere with the momentum or the push of Roman Reigns and all these different theories as to why WWE doctors wouldn't clear him. And looking back and, hearing Daniel Bryan say that, I forget what type of specialist or doctor he mentioned in particular, but when he said that they found something else on his brain and that it would have been best for him to retire. I'm kind of glad that WWE kind of held him back a bit because last thing we need is another wrestler dying. WWE already has a pretty nasty track record of wrestlers dying. Whether it was going back to Owen Hart back in the late '90s to uh, Chris Benoit back in '07. Um, you know, WWE doesn't need another. They don't need another death. Of an in-ring competitor. Under their watch, they don't need another one of those. So, in hindsight, probably a good thing to WWE. From a fan's perspective, like I said, it's unfortunate, but hopefully this will open up the doors for Daniel Bryan to do other things. Do I think Daniel Bryan is Hall of Fame worthy? I wouldn't see why not. I mean, this guy's he's won all the titles at WrestleMania in WWE, Intercontinental U.S. Tag, World Heavyweight. He's a four-time world champion altogether. Money in the Bank winner. He's headlined to WrestleMania. So even though his overall career may have been short within WWE, like what 5 6 years, he's accomplished more in his last 2 years than most guys have accomplished. He's accomplished more than Dolph Ziggler, you know, and even Alberto Del Rio, and those guys have been in WWE longer than Daniel Bryan has, and Bryan has accomplished more and have done bigger and better things than some of those guys. To name a few. Um, so hopefully Daniel Bryan, they can use him as an on-screen character or something. Maybe they can make him have something with WrestleMania, or maybe use him for SummerSlam on something. I don't know, general manager or something. Which leads into my next topic, Shane McMahon. Another big surprise. Unlike Bryan's, where it was sad, this one was a nice surprise. Shane McMahon coming back into WWE last Monday night. Huge shocker. No one saw it coming. No one expected it. Um, Shane McMahon has a match against Undertaker, Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania. If he wins, then he gets control of Monday Night Raw. Um, from a match perspective, this is entertaining. I have no problem with it. I mean, I know some people say this is the opponent that they could find for Undertaker. This is the only person they could find. Honestly, right now, as old as Undertaker is, and as much as he should be retired by now, this is fine. I have no problem with Shane McMahon having a match with Undertaker. I can imagine it's gonna be bloody and a bit gory. Shane McMahon has had some pretty decent matches with Kane back in the day. So what's the difference if he faces Undertaker? Um, my hope is now hindsight is that they don't use Shane McMahon just to pump up WrestleMania and then Sheamus does the JOB, he loses to Undertaker, and then that's it. We don't see any more of Shane McMahon. I hope Shane McMahon sticks around for a while in WWE. I hope, and I'm not even saying just like an on-screen character, but maybe even backstage wise that he integrates back into WWE, and maybe he can like legitimately come up with some ideas, try some new things, and implement that on in WWE. I would really like that a lot. In terms of his on-screen character, I think it'd be cool to see him run Raw. The authority angle has been going on for about 2.5 to almost 3 years now, kind of running its course. So it'd be nice to see a new big authority figure, or just something fresh, other than just the authority, what's best for business angle thing that's been going on for, like I said, 2 or 3 years now. Um, so I think it's awesome to see Shane McMahon. And again, kind of going back to a little bit to Daniel Bryan, it wouldn't surprise me at all that if Shane is to come out of WrestleMania and he gets control of Raw, that one of the things he does is that he brings Daniel Bryan back as like a general manager of Raw or something like that, or commissioner of Raw, something like that. That wouldn't surprise me. That'd be interesting. So I'm looking forward to that. And last but not least, Roman Reigns and Triple H. Once again, everyone are everyone are bitching about Roman Reigns. I don't know how many different videos I've made commenting about Roman Reigns and how I feel about him and his push and everything. And basically, I have no problem with Roman Reigns versus Triple H. This is a storyline that's been building and building for a while. WWE wants Roman Reigns to have his WrestleMania moment. They want the storyline to have a big payoff, and it all pointed towards WrestleMania. You knew it was gonna happen. It's like why bitch about the end of the movie, even if it's predictable. Why bitch about how a movie's gonna end if you know that all the signs and all the plots point towards that one particular ending? So it's like, well, why bitch about it? You don't have to like it, but why bitch about it? I mean, it's like, um, so it's like, I don't know. Honestly, I think Roman Reigns Triple H could be a good match. I think what it needs to be, Roman Reigns Triple H at WrestleMania needs to be like Batista versus Triple H at WrestleMania 21, or Batista versus Triple H at Vengeance Hell in a Cell match that they had. It needs to be a bloody and gory match. It doesn't need to necessarily be a wrestling match. Roman Reigns and Triple H needs to be an intense clash, a battle between titans almost. And I think really there's no one better to do that for Roman Reigns than Triple H, because Triple H can take Roman Reigns and get that aggression out of him, get him to he can bring something out of Roman, that aggression that Triple H I feel has always been really good in bringing out of his opponents, is that extra aggression. Um, so I think the match that they have, it needs to be a brawl. It needs to be bloody and gory, just like how Monday Night Raw ended this past Monday, of Roman Reigns being battered and bloodied up. Yes, we know it was a freaking fake blood pill or something. Everyone saw it online. I don't care. Wrestlers been cutting themselves for years, so it doesn't matter. But from talking about from storyline perspective, if these guys can get bloodied up and battered, show some scars, some wounds, it needs to happen. Um, and then there's the other side of the spectrum. People kind of complain, well, Roman Reigns is going to go into WrestleMania as, he'll be going into WrestleMania as a former two-time champion and then coming out of it as a three-time champion. that's really not a good excuse to complain about Roman Reigns headlining WrestleMania again. The fact that he'll be a 3-time WWE champion. John Cena was a 3-time WWE champion by the time he headlined his second WrestleMania at 23 against Shawn Michaels. Now, noted, yes, I know John Cena won his first world title at WrestleMania 21, but he was not the headline. I'm talking about when John Cena finally headlined WrestleMania. He headlined 22 with Triple H and then 23. By the time we got to 23, John was already a 3-time world champion. Hell, you want to go further back? The Rock was already a 3-time WWE champion before he headlined Mania 15. Going into Mania 15 against Stone Cold, that belt flip-flopped between him and Foley, like a month or two prior. So I really don't get why people are like using that as an excuse. He's going to be a 3-time champion coming out of WrestleMania. 3-time champion in 2 months. I really think the generation of wrestling fans from what I grew up, my era, plus versus the wrestling fans of today, I think it's so different. I think wrestling fans today bitch and complain about everything, have to dissect everything, and I think a lot of wrestling fans of today, I don't know. I'll say that for a different video because that's one topic I definitely want to tackle into because I think wrestling fans today are, as I've always said, besides WWE doing all the idiotic and stupid things that they do, I also think fans are a part of the problem as well as to why sometimes a wrestling product can suck or it may drag, or that they're part of the problem as well, I should say. But I just want to get my 3 topics, my opinion on these 3 topics. Sad to see Bryan retire, but glad to see he's still healthy and living well. Awesome to see Shane McMahon back. Can't wait to see what they do with him storyline wise. And again, I don't mind Roman Reigns headlining WrestleMania because again, this is a guy that they're trying to post as their poster child. So it's like, when you're trying to build a guy to be the man, he's going to headline more than one WrestleMania. That's just the way it is. And that probably be for a different topic as well. But all in all, I think Roman Reigns and Triple H, I think it's going to be a good match between those two. In order for it to be a good match, like I said, it needs to be that Batista Triple H type of brawl, back at WrestleMania 21 or Vengeance 05. It needs to be that. You guys let me know what you think about these 3 topics in the comment box below. Comment, subscribe. Peace.